Did you know Captain America wielded an axe and a shield at one point during the War of the Realms, newer stuff? When you think of Captain America, he's like the poster boy when you hear me say the term super soldier. I say the term super soldier on my channel a lot, and you're probably wondering, what the heck does that even mean? Well, this video probably will help you out with that. In comics, there's a lot of characters that are super soldier tier that don't have super soldier serum because of training and hard work. In comics, you can achieve amazing things. Captain America is one of those people that has super soldier serum. He also trains on a daily as well. Great hand-to-hand fighter. Has great mathematical geometry skills to be able to reflect his shield off of crazy surfaces to have it come back to him. When it comes to Captain America's shield, explain it's a one-of-a-kind adamantium vibranium alloy. Gambit, a being that can charge up stuff with energy and blow it up, can't necessarily blow up Captain America's shield. He just charges up the energy and it blows up, and the shield is still intact, obviously. Don't forget his shield is strong enough to take punches from Devil Hulk, a being that was making Thor sleepy. Letting you know how durable that doggone shield is for Captain. His suit is actually more than meets the eye, not just his shield epicness, but other things. Hey, back in the early days, it's implied he had insulated gloves to prevent being electrocuted to death. In this occasion, it's implied his suit might have some heat resistance. One could say kind of vague, but implications of it might be bulletproof possibly in certain areas. Maybe a certain level bullet might not do it. Maybe top tier bullets can pierce him or something. So yeah, his gear is probably more than you were thinking. But how strong is he when it comes to comic lore? The super soldier serum basically transformed him. They supposedly say the limits of human capacity, even though I would say in Marvel, the limits of human capacity is just basically superhuman to our standards in real life. When it comes to his super soldier serum, it is stated to be second to none. When it comes to his physical conditions, they even call him the perfect man. In this occasion, during the Civil War comic, they say peak human physique, enhanced human, they say. It is not like some drug that will wear off after a little while. Steroids, like you take a steroid and you don't keep taking it, it'll wear off. This is not how this is. This is more of some sort of self-replicating virus that'll keep on. While a blood transfusion would have temporarily eliminated most of the super soldier molecules from your blood, as long as there were molecules of it anywhere in your system, they would soon replicate and take over, where it's like he didn't even lose super soldier blood. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to take some of his blood out and make him weaker. That won't work. In other words, once a super soldier, always a super soldier. He can recover from gas faster than a normal human, can't get freaking drunk. Implications, he can hear better than normal people. They even say, I don't hear nothing, even though he can hear it. And he does not age the same way. It says, because he doesn't age normally. He even says he heals fast. He was even shot in the head and declared dead, but gets up because of his healing factor. But of course, he was, incapacitated for a while, though. When it comes to the peak human... Oops, excuse me, not peak humans, but superhuman people in Marvel. Call them peak human even though they're superhuman. Some of them might not necessarily have no serum, but I'm talking about the tier. Captain America's pretty high up there in the super soldier tier food chain when it comes to Marvel hierarchy. To the point, even characters like the Winter Soldier believe that Steve Rogers' Captain America is in a league of his own in his opinion. So it lets you know super soldier hierarchy, Captain America's pretty high tier on that list. What if I told you in strength and fighting skills and etc., Captain America literally has his own tier list? That's funny. They did this in comic. Based on all the foes he's fought, so you can get an idea of him in the hierarchy. Beings like this he considers off the chart. These are the guys who are so powerful in some ways or another, they don't need to know much about hand-to-hand combat. Then they're showing the people like augmented strength, highly skilled. These group of guys not only had superhuman strength, they knew how to use it in its fullest advantage. These opponents were the all-around toughest to beat. Another super soldier like him, U.S. agent, Wolverine's in this category. Cable, yeah, he's top tier. Moderately skilled in his opinion. Augmented strength, limited skill. Beings like Great Gargoyle. Then he says peak human strength. This is my weight class. He says his strength class. Punisher is in this weight class for those that like to sleep on Punisher. Nick Fury, don't sleep on Nick Fury. And Black Panther. Physicals, obviously, not counting vibranium and all that crazy overpowered gear he has. He says they're expert at unarmed combat. And you probably didn't know he's a man turned super soldier, right? But did you know Captain America can fight beings that are way stronger than him? Even without super soldier serum, he can take on beings that super soldier is, even though he's completely depowered, just to show his raw skill. He even points out how size and strength ain't enough. Skill matter. Even though he has super soldier serum, Captain America is one of those characters I can honestly say has fighting skills. And he's not completely relying on his powers. Being able to fight some of the best fighters in freaking Marvel. His fighting ability is attributed to his crash course training, vigorous training, tutored by America's finest gymnasts, coaches, and combat experts. He still listened to his instructors when it comes to training and trained his new body to perfection. For 3 months, he worked out with the greatest boxers, wrestlers, bodybuilders, and gymnasts. There's plenty of evidence to show that he's a skilled boxer. During one of his many fights with Zemo, it's literally stated that he was adept at every form of hand-to-hand combat known to man while you were still safe in your laboratory. One of his better occasions of skills, in this particular occasion, he doesn't necessarily have super soldier serum. Despite it, he still got fighting skill to take on Crossbones regardless and win. Night. If he wasn't a skilled fighter, why would the Bruce Lee of Marvel or Shang-Chi take the time to even spar with him, letting you know that Captain is decently close, but he's good enough to fight with people like Shang-Chi? He's fought this being who has a lot of fighting knowledge because he's cataloged every fighting style in the world. Doesn't mean squat when you're up against somebody faster, stronger, and trained better than you could ever hope to be. Simply having fighting knowledge alone without any type of battle IQ or knowing when to switch up your tactics or adapt or switch up your fighting styles according to the situation, even better, is kind of useless. Captain America has really high battle IQ. He knows when to switch up his fighting style rather than just having pure knowledge. IQ is important. Skilled with other weapons like swords, in case you can see him using a sword with his shield on top of it to show his skill versatility. He's not afraid of using knives on top of it. He knows pressure point combat to be able to knock you out with a nerve cluster. A lot of his skills should be attributed to his geometry skills with his shield on how he can bounce the shield in different directions to hit different people with one throw. They even tried to get him in an advantage where he can't throw it in places that are close together. It was even their intent to close him in close quarters so he can't use his shield, but yet he was still able to do it with skills. Throws his shield to move away in this occasion. Dude had a gun, broke his gun with his shield before he knew what happened. Takes out 2 guards from around the corner thanks to math skills. Very little sight with amazing bounces. With his shield, takes out a whole bunch of experiments. He kicked the shield out of somebody else's hand, and he was still accurate even though he didn't get his hands on it, kicking it out, and still did it that way. And was able to get loose from that trajectory. Skilled enough to light a lighter with his throwing skills. Look at the skills of how he throws it through the car, helps out Sharon, then comes back to him. Disarms someone, then catches the shield while blocking a knife. When he was hanging on to a jet, he takes on God knows how many people. Good Lord. Captain America says, if I whistle for my shield, it will come to me like how Mjolnir comes to Thor. It does. And it's pretty obvious that he's a great acrobatic. Some of this is just combat speed, though. Like, you gotta respect these acrobatic. Want to put him on the court with these type of hops. Captain America can take out Atlantean assassins. Because of skills, he can take out Machete, beats a Nick Fury LMD easily, fights a group of strong men that are not weak. One of the smarter people in Marvel stated he can master any weapon in seconds. Cap even says it himself. It's not the weapon, it's the beings using the weapon. I mean, we're talking about the same guy that has the skill to figure out a person's weaknesses by analyzing it once. This is what I would like to call battle IQ. He was in some bond that would shape shift to whatever desperate way he would try to get out of the bonds. I've got to fool these cuffs into thinking I'm shape shifting. As you can see, it shifts as it adapts and was able to get free. He conned the shackles themselves into thinking it was shifting into a liquid form so it would create a hard container around me. And that's how he got free. Deductive reasoning, common sense, high IQ, whatever you want to call it. These will scroll bonds that are made to adapt to whatever the prisoner tries to do to get free. He seems to be able to learn things faster than normal. Beast even said it, and it's also proven here on how he's mastered forms of combat than many who have trained for decades. So he has hyper learning ability. It also proves his high battle IQ and how he's able to fight under these harsh environments, saying he's never fought under these harsh environments, but yet he adapts. Even when he's surrounded by a whole bunch of shield agents that surround him in almost every direction, it doesn't matter. He can still blitz his way through and curb stomping him in the process to escape this shield ambush. This scene was actually replicated literally from page to page comic, which is why I showed that scene, just to give you more respect on the captain himself. Thanks to the movies, everybody knows this guy's origin, but here you go. Created to be America's ultimate soldier in the darkest days of World War II. And if you want to know more about Steve Rogers' origin, all these panels, the major adventures, the Nazis, Red Skull, Cap and Company, Falcon, Nomad, Nick Fury. Before we get started, this was the worst writing ever. Captain America writers, you need to be fired for this. This doesn't make any sense, but let me continue. When he is on serum, he knocks over this many Hydra goons when he's by himself. Give you an idea of his strength compared to normal folk. In the earlier days of Captain America, he has the strength of a 2-ton truck. Captain America and Bucky bring the sedan to a halt, bending this pole. Breaking doors is something that Captain always does throughout his career, partly because of his strength and another part of his shield. He has no problem bursting through walls. When he was dressed up like Crossbones, picks up a 450-pound sumo wrestler, swimming through something that's pushing him the other direction. These dinosaur people that was clobbering him, he gets them off of him. Yeah, literal dinosaur people. I let that sink in. Part dinosaur with the strength to match. Tower tops, he can kick to the side, can tear off aimbot's arm, strong enough to tear apart a bus, strong enough to rip robots in half, rips open the top of this mandroid, get an idea of how he slams you into walls by the way the wall cracks, even while he's drugged, big restraints like this, like steel, found the strength, willpower to break out with raw strength, can pull and snap a steel chain link, carries a steel beam, bruh carried a telephone pole, bruh. He treats humans like literal rag dolls. They even call him Hurricane Cap the way he's just slinging them off him with his strength. Tackled somebody through a tree. He's fought a giant Captain America robot and knocked it over, forever indenting people's heads or embedding their heads in concrete, giving an idea of his punching power. Metal panel, he can peel off and bend it. He's had different shields like, the energy shield on this occasion, holding up all this debris, can open elevator doors like that and slightly crumble them with his strength. All this restraint. And he gets free. Helicopters that try to get away, he can literally pull it down. Remember when he pulled a helicopter in the movie? That's kind of similar to that. He can bench press 1,000 pounds. And let's look at this for a second. One could even argue this is 1,000 on each side. Let's say it's not 1,000 on each side. The fact that he can bench press this and it's implied to be for reps is insane. And he's doing this without the aid of a bench shirt. Nobody really works out just to do 1 rep maxes. Captain America was doing this. It was like a workout, meaning that he was more than likely doing it for multiple reps or like possibly a set of 10. It was nowhere near his mat. Man, I wish they would have showed how much weight he was doing right here when it comes to leg pressing. Imagine what he can leg press. Too bad they didn't show it. Holding up a lot of concrete, then makes a hole for himself, makes a jet go to a different direction, or pulling it or the wing a certain way to turn. Haven't really got on his shield, but his shield can increase his fighting capabilities thanks to how durable his shield is, like stopping his elevator, for example, but I haven't got to the shield stuff yet. You see all this? You see him turning the actual gears? His raw physicals might withstood the pressure thanks to his shield of it taking off, like a nuclear missile was taking off, and his legs and stuff was supporting. Like, bruh, make that make sense. Letting you know his strength. Obviously, this is a durability feat for the shield and how much the shield can withstand, though. We're talking about a guy that was in a big chunk of solid ice like this and just freaking breaks out physically. I'm giving you a taste of his strength, but there's 2 ways you have to look at Captain America's strength. By his fist punching power in general, or just physical strength in general without the shield, he's still ridiculously impressive, but the shield changes the game, I would say, thanks to just how dense and durable the shield is. This is a good example of just his pure fist punching power of how far men go when they get hit by him. Destroys a wooden door, strikes his way through the helicopter bottom. One could argue he can use his shield like a blade, like stabbing through armor with the shield. Punches his shield through Red Dynamo's armor like that. Bot head he shatters, thanks partly because of his shield and strength put together. Kick through armored shield doors. That's not using his shield. That's just raw kicking power without nothing. Group of metahumans like the Wrecking Crew, he floors them with a hit. Yeah, no shield, that's a punt. It's another example of his striking power, how he can kick you and make you bent the bust like that with his strike. Your head gets punched 180 degrees backwards. And then we got to talk about his actual shield throwing power. He threw his shield fast enough to catch up the stuff. Like, it literally walked down in missiles in raw speed and then catches it. Like, how do you throw your shield that fast? And then it comes back to you with accuracy because of geometry. I told you shield can change the game, like how he can shatter a giant ice monster with his shield throw, knocks out a red skull, shatter brick. With his shield, he can break giant chunks of rock, and he had the balls to kick the Hulk in the freaking face. Captain America can bust planets, confirmed. I'm just kidding. But, there's people that would try to do that. Ha! Marvel has a lot of beings that's way stronger than him. Believe it or not, being a super soldier really isn't all that impressive considering the opponents he has to always fight against. Shield will go straight through this monster's head with throwing power, breaking armored robots, throwing power. Through his shield, the helicopter's that far, it goes through it, messing up the helicopter. Physics? How the heck did it come back? As I know the shield is super durable, guys, but when you got this much throwing power to embed it in concrete, all of that isn't just the shield. Part of that is your throwing power. I don't care how durable the shield is. If you can throw your shield through and demolish your truck like that, that's gotta be your strength on top of it. The most absurd thing is throwing a blunt shield like this that's not really that sharp through a freaking tank. The guy that can throw his shield fast enough to intercept a freaking bullet while the bullet is mid-flight. Yeah, moving blocks the bullet because of Captain America's speed. Hilariously fast throwing speed. They're already shooting. He throws the shield and then intercepts the bullets before it hits this guy. He fights beings that can hang with Wolverine, like Lady Death Strike, letting you know where his tier is and the tier of people he can fight, even though this is a long battle. He's strong enough to fight other agents that are on his level of physicals as well. Other super soldier type beings in a war like U.S. super agent, or one could say U.S. agent like the one you saw in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. I just want to make it clear, this is definitely an exaggeration about the super agent being 10 times stronger than him, because this doesn't add up on how good Captain America is still able to fight him. If somebody's 10 times stronger than you and they both are fighting for real and bloodlusted, the fight should not go this long physically. I'm just saying, but that's none of my business. Despite him being a super soldier, believe it or not, his skills have gotten him out of plenty of tangles or situations that he might have not got out of if he didn't have fighting skills. Like fighting a superhuman mutant like Gambit himself, somebody that can literally blast away buildings with his explosive power. Despite all this, Captain is still able to slugfest with him. Gambit even blew up his outfit with his energy. He stayed conscious, and he continues in skill to get a win over freaking Gambit. Even the Absorbent Man, I have a video about this guy, by the way. Somebody that's literally out of the super soldier tier, thanks to battle IQ, strategies, and tactics, he was able to get the advantage over Absorbent Man. His tiers of power changes based on what he absorbs, though, which could be the main reason why Cap is able to hang with him, and has a shield that can kind of even the odds against certain elements that he can touch and turn into metal or whatever. It can kind of show, like, this fight probably wouldn't have went well if Captain America wasn't smart enough, thanks to his battle tactics, to be able to get him near something that will make him turn into something like that. He even states, "You can think you can beat me now that I'm normal?" And Captain America takes advantage of this, gets the victory after he turned normal, making him absorb nothing that he's normal. This was one of the smart strategies he tried to touch. This weapon, for example, moving with the speed of a cobra, Captain America twists suddenly and unexpectedly, then has Absorbent Man touch him to where he didn't have his abilities right here, and that was how he got the W. That's pretty freaking smart battle IQ. Characters like Batroc and raw fighting ability in general is not really a true match for Captain America. When it comes to Batroc, poor Batroc. Captain America roasted him, saying he's not even top 10 foes sleep time. His skill is so detailed, even the way I allow it for its most microscopic imperfections, they're a matter of instinct by now because of geometry skills. When it comes to his raw fighting speed and reflexes, it's explained that his brain can basically process images faster than an ordinary human, stated that he can see faster, implying on why he can see a bullet, dodge bullets, they say, which explains on why he's able to see the bullet like this close and still dodge it. Bullets from behind him fired, see the flames, it's already fired and it still went past him because of speed. Literally see the fire in the guns, meaning that the bullet's already fired. You see the shield is not in front of him, but then by the time the bullets hit him, it's in front of him, showing the fighting speed. It's hard for you to fathom that beings can be this fast, even blocking bullets from ridiculous angles like this. Notice how they shoot at him, he just simply blitzes. He even saved somebody from this Hydra laser gun after it was fired, parrying all of these attacks from this mob of people, fighting speed. You see the damage to the shield, blocking all that BS. Even when he doesn't have the shield on him, he can kind of maneuver around the bullets until he gets his shield to put it in front of him. One can say strength, how he physically breaks out of the binds. That can be strength too, but then speed-wise, he gets a spear, does that real quick. Just quick thinking, high battle IQ, speed blitzing with a spear, and all that good stuff. One can argue this is a skill feat, but I would say the more impressive part is the speed. Like all these kidnappers, a lot of them are armed, and they start firing at Captain, intercepting all of that, then continues to speed, blitz, despite all of this. This is ridiculous. He can dodge multiple punches from the Hulk. Thanks to fighting skill, he's able to do this to Hulk and pick him up in the air. Kind of surprising Hulk. Hulk is surprised that he's able to be this agile. But yeah, Hulk's obviously just chilling though, you know. He's proven himself against fighters like Wolverine, proved his combat skill against Taskmaster, somebody that has like every fighting style, proved his skill against Deadpool, fought Shang-Chi in sparring matches, skilled enough to fight Iron Fist, of course using his shield to block that Iron Fist punch. How much respect or proof do we need to respect his hand-to-hand fighting skills at this point? Implied to dodge electric attacks, dodges more projectile when it comes to speed, blocks a laser, more laser blocking, dodges a crossbow bolt, avoided lightning with his combat speed, weaving between missiles. He dodges heat-seeking missiles. He's fast enough to where if somebody got the gun on you, he's faster than they can pull the trigger and blitz them before they can even pull the trigger, letting you know his fighting speed. One of his foes like Batroc cannot believe how fast he is. Fast enough to dive in between lasers like this. Captain America is fast enough to react to actual lightning. They say that a lightning strike travels at over 200,000 miles per hour. That means his eyes 200,000 miles per hour, and he can still have the reflexes to dodge, block it, parry it, evade it, and stuff of that such. This may be a tough pill to swallow for those that are not into comics like this deep. Captain America has dodged a lightning bolt here, as able to block from Electro's lightning, a being that can literally use electricity, aka lightning. saying even characters that are in the super soldier tier but don't necessarily have super soldier serum can achieve fighting speeds like this, like Hawkeye, for example. Don't want to turn this video to a Hawkeye video because I already have a video about him, but he's done a lot of superhuman stuff himself. So watch my Hawkeye video I already have made on the channel. Clearly stated that they have microsecond reaction time, and this occasion Hawkeye reacting to something this fast along with other super soldier tier type characters physically, like Black Panther, his super soldier tier ranking in the hierarchy of Marvel. Even characters like Daredevil have been stated to be able to react in a microsecond. It's too consistent to be an outlier, guys. On top of them fighting superhumans that can blast you with lightning, they can react to it mid-flight and blocking it with a shield, and even narration. It's hard to swallow, but it's true. Found this list of these different speed levels on Google about the different speeds and stuff. Without even counting the microsecond reaction feats, him be able to literally do this to lightning on 2 separate occasions, or a whole bunch of different speed feats of fighting people that have similar speed to him. Since lightning is a bare minimum of 200,000 miles per hour, that would classify him for at least in the Mach 200s levels of fighting speed, which will be massively hypersonic, way above supersonic, and hypersonic when it comes to pure reflexes. Keep note, this is not counting his running speed. I'm not saying Captain America can run at massively hypersonic speed. I'm saying with these feats of his showing of his reflexes, he should be massively hypersonic based on his evidence. Its lightning can move at 200,000 miles per hour, and that is equivalent to Mach 270. Obviously, sprinting speed and fighting speed is different because he can sprint at different speeds. He ain't running no massively hypersonic speed sprint-wise, though. But he did state he can run them out in just over a minute. He did intercept these bullets after they were fired, though, so he's pretty freaking quick on his feet. It's outright stated he can run at a sustained speed at 30 miles per hour. They state maximum exertion. I think that's an oversimplification, but I guess we can give him 30, which is faster than the fastest man on Earth, Usain Bolt, the real-life runners. It's literally stated he can run a 40-yard dash in 3.82 seconds in his fight with Gambit, of course, showing running speeds. If you are a low-tier speedster and you try to blitz him, like if somebody like Dash tried to speed blitz him, he probably wouldn't be able to successfully speed blitz Captain America from comic lore. Say it with me, temporary power-ups. He was like a werewolf or Spider King and got like spider-like powers. Yeah, but this is temporary. He's not like that majority of the time. One could say this is a temporary power-up, but he is technically, when this being tried to lift Thor's hammer, with raw strength Captain America tried to, even though he was getting jumped by all these beings, he tosses them off of them with this hammer. They even say, while others far stronger than him couldn't budge it, letting you know it's got something to do with his worthiness. Stated he's never wielded such limitless power that has been intoxicating, but it's for Thor. Technically speaking, if we take what is said about the worthiness enchantment seriously, that would mean Captain America would technically be Thor tier temporarily if he's wielding the hammer. Yes, he has lifted the hammer up here and used it in combat in this big old war right here with all these different heroes. Isn't it scary thing about Captain America that's used to using his skills all this time? Actually with Hulkish Thor level type strength and having lightning projection. And when it comes, even in recent stuff, he's lifted the Mjolnir. And you might as well just make him have his own Mjolnir at this point. And in recent stuff, he wielded the weapon that unworthy Thor was using. One could say willpower is the ultimate way to break out of mind control. You know, Captain America has a lot of willpower, so he breaks out of mind control here. Probably the best feat of all time when it comes to willpower type feats. This guy got trapped inside of the Cosmic Cube, and thanks to willpower, he extracted himself from the Cosmic Cube. Impossible. Yeah, that's what you call indomitable will. Even deities like Hercules measure their courage in comparison to Captain America's courage, letting you know he has a lot of it. It's funny seeing Captain America shooting with assault rifles like or sniper rifles, or just literally shooting shotguns. You can see the armory of the Avengers Mountain, you know, the different Iron Man suits, Hulkbuster, Black Panther, Hulkbuster suit, and these little epic adventures using this. You guys probably didn't expect Captain America to be this amazing. How strong do you think super soldiers are in Marvel? Do you think they're pretty over the top? Do you think they're stronger than what they should be? Especially being able to throw a shield through a tank and react to lightning literally, but that's none of my business. But I also have to give a quick shout out to those that took the time to donate to the channel. It helps out a lot, believe it or not. But respect Captain America, Steve Rogers.